Hi, Raleigh. Raleigh Jensen.
Hello, sir.
What school are you from?
Ramona High School.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right, Ramona.
How are you doing today, sir?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
It's been all right.
What's the weather like were you in San Diego?
Yeah, last couple of days it was raining, but today it's pretty nice, so I'll take it.
Great. Yeah, I know on our last call, I'd asked you if you were familiar with David West. And yeah, David is the guy that in San Diego, he's been a champion in San Diego Unified School District. You are from San Diego Unified School District, right? Talking to you, Raleigh.
Yeah, I believe so. My teacher sent this competition to me, and that's how I applied. So I assume since she sent it to me that we were in the district.
No, I mean you're in San Diego. Ramona High is in San Diego Unified School District.
Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. We'll just wait another few minutes and we'll go ahead and get started. Who do we have from Silmar?
Hi, Ronnie. I'm Paulina.
How's it going? Thank you. Someone bless me. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and get started. Today should be a fairly short session, no more than maybe 35 minutes, unless you guys have questions. We we're gonna move around the workshops a little bit. Today I believe we were scheduled to discuss financial wellness and financial literacy. I will go over some of the essentials of the financial plan of your business plan today. But our industry rep from Wells Fargo Bank had to reschedule for Thursday. So on Thursday, we will cover financial literacy and financial wellness and some of the tools that are real critical for financing your business and establishing relationships with the bank. And she will also talk about, personal finances as well, because that is so important, that you guys build good spending habits personally, because your habits personally will always follow you professionally. If you have poor financial management practices in your personal life, it will follow you in your business life as well. So I just want to just start at first talking a little bit about, you guys can hear me and can see the screen and everything? Let's see. Yes, okay. Okay. Okay, so what I want to talk about, these are the essentials in a business plan that we're going to be looking for. And we will go into the details probably at the end of the next session on Thursday. I'll have some examples of executive summaries. But executive summary is one of the most essential pieces to your business plan. It has to be concise. You want to give the reader enough interest. From reading that executive summary, you want them to just really have a thirst to read your business plan. It all starts in the executive summary. Typically, you can keep your executive summary at a page or less. Sometimes it's helpful to throw a graphic in there. What some of your overall findings were. We're going to ask you guys to do, when we talk about the finances, we're going to ask you guys to do a 3-year projection. That's all we're asking for. If you decide that you want to give more, if you want to give a 5-year projection on your finances, you're more than welcome to, but we're only going to require that you do a minimum of 3 years. So, in the executive summary, you could, it's the what, when, where, and how. You could talk a little bit about what your business is, but the most important thing, you want to give a summary of the findings in your business plan. For example, if you grow a business and you expect it to be profitable by, by year 2. And if you feel the need, like I say, to show more than 3 years, sometimes it's helpful to be able to demonstrate that, like if you have a kind of business that's going to take you 3 years, because a lot of small businesses don't really break even until after the first couple of years. So if you need to show more than 3 years to demonstrate that, hey, you're going to, by year 4, you expect to be profitable. But the main thing in that executive summary, you might even show a little small table that say, if you're going to be profitable in year 1, you can just say in your executive summary, we have a manufacturing business. We expect the market to be extremely competitive in year 1, being that, we're going to be new to this marketplace. But in year 1, we expect to have $50,000 profit. In year 2, we expect to have, $150,000 profit. And by year 3, we expect to be in excess of $300,000. And you can say that in just a couple of sentences. You can give the reader a summary of how how you're planning to do and what your financial performance is projected to be. And you can say all that in the executive summary. But sometimes, we've seen folks use a pie chart, to show what their actual expenses are going to be. And you'll give more details of what your expenses are going to be in your executive in your finances, but you still may want to summarize that, because those are the things that if someone wanted to invest in your business, they want to be able to read that executive summary in 1 page and know what it is that you do, know what your competition, you may want to have a summary of who your competitors are. They want to know what any major obstacles that you may have to, that you're expecting to have to overcome in your business. But the main thing is just say what it is, your business, what you anticipate your profits to be over 3 to 5 years, only required to show 3. Talk a little bit about, who you are in terms of your key leaders, your executives. You can give a summary of, who the CEO is, and, who the chief financial officer is, and who's going to be the chief operating officers. And those are three of the, I think, the most critical roles in a business. And that's your CEO, your CFO, which is your chief financial officer, and then your operating officer, your chief operating officers. So you may want to give a little snapshot. You may show a picture of the three of you in your executive summary, but you can do all that in one page. And like I said, I'm gonna bring some examples in another session. But you also want to give, again, your mission is going to be a key component of your business plan. What it is that you do, your market analysis, your SWOT analysis. Who can tell me what a SWOT analysis is? Come on now, don't be bashful today. This is supposed to be a interactive workshop, so I want to stop talking and hear from you guys. Who can tell me what a SWOT analysis is? Come on, people. Okay, now someone is in the chat. Let's see. I was hoping somebody's strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay, yeah. And that's exactly what it is. It's your strengths, your weakness, and your opportunities and threats. SWOT analysis, I think is one of the more vital exercises that you can perform to really demonstrate how your business is going to fare in the marketplace. And typically you see them done in a matrix format, where you have your strengths in one box, your weaknesses in another box, your opportunities in one box, and then your threats in another box, and just with bullets. And so who'd like to tell me who's prepared to say what are some of your company strengths and what are some of your company weaknesses?
I will say that for our team, one of the strengths, first of all, I think that we have like a little bit of advantage because this is like the second time that we are participating in this competition.
Wait a minute,
But
hold up. Let me turn my volume up a little bit. Okay, say that. Can you repeat that?
that I feel like one of our strengths is that we have this is our second time participating in this competition, so I think we have like a little bit of experience, but at the same time, going more into our product, I will say that is more about saving energy, so it will be more renewable sources, and I think that's one of the things that it will be beneficial for the other.
Did you say renewable sources?
For our how do you call it, for project we are using renewable
Okay,
resources.
so you guys never really gave me just a basic summary. I mean, you kind of gave me very general in the first day. I know you guys are, trying to be, confidential with your business, but you guys really are going to have to tell me, tell us a little more about it in order for us to really be able to give you, the kind of feedback that's really going to be beneficial. But who wants to take a crack at just giving us a 30-second overview of your business?
Oh, I can go. So yeah, our project is more about it's like a car compartment for your phone, but this compartment is going to be it's going to have a chargeable station, but it's going to be
Oh, for cell phones?
yes,
Okay.
and like or any like small devices like AirPods
Uh-huh.
or these but instead of using like a regular battery, we are going to charge it using a solar panel battery because we
What kind of battery?
a solar panel.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, because we were researching that if they usually use like a normal power source like a power bank, let's say, if because our main purpose is to like help people to have like some sort of entertaining method on large driving
Mm-hmm.
uh traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that they use just like a regular power pack, but it eventually will go down. So that's why we came out with this idea of using a solar panel.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. And you guys are gonna actually build this product and um have like a demo?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now tell me what are some of your strengths and what I mean, and now it will make more sense to me. Uh, but what do you think your strengths, some of your one of your strengths, one of your weaknesses, one of your opportunities, and one of your threats?
I will say that some of the strengths is that we are using renewable energy, so the user won't be wasting like that much money on uh, on using the product because either way, if they use like the chargers that are on the cars, like they waste like gas, so they will constantly like put in more gas because they're using like that energy to charge any other like electrical device like a cell phone or some AirPods. But at the same time, I think some of our weaknesses it will be that it will get because we're planning to put the solar panel into one of the windows. So I think we'll block some of the view. Like it's obviously not going to be like on the driver passenger, but it's going to be like it's more on the panel. If let's say like a person likes to see the view outside the window, I think
Mm-hmm.
using the solar panel is going to block that view if they want in case they want to enjoy it.
So this device will work primarily in a vehicle that has a solar panel on it.
Yes.
Gotcha, gotcha. I like it. I mean, because I mean, it also has the ability to be charged uh, conventional ways as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it because if you're in a vehicle on a long drive, I think that is convenient, to be able to have another option for charging your car. I mean, charging your phone, and then when you get to your final destination, if you want to plug it into USB port or something like that, you still have an option to do that. And even in the car, you still have the option to plug it in. So what do you think? So in terms of charging in the car, what's the advantage? I heard you say something about gas. What's the advantages for using the solar panel to charge your phone in the car as opposed to just getting extra USB ports in the car?
Oh, mostly because I don't know. Like for example, I have a Samsung a phone, and usually I can't charge it to like the car because of the port that it is that my charger specifically has. But with this new product that we are we are making, any it has like friendly how do you call it, like ports for any
Yeah.
kind of cables.
Ah, so I know like in some cars, like some older cars I know don't have uh USB ports in them. Um, like my old car, I have to use my cigarette lighter and it's a converter that I use my cigarette lighter. But there's usually limited ports. But anyway, I mean, so those are the types of things I think you have to be prepared to be able to show that you are adding to the marketplace, uh, and you have to be able to explain, okay, what are the advantages of having this solar panel added to the car. I mean, I think immediately first thing I say is it gives you an alternative to the conventional way of charging your phones. Um, but no, that's great. That's great. You guys are always coming up with some, I guess with engineering, you guys always have a lot of innovative things. Raleigh, you want to give us a kind of a quick summary of your business and what some of the strengths and weaknesses are?
Yeah, of course, sir. So our product or our business is going to be for aviation, mainly pilots, FBOs, uh, maintenance shops. And our first product that we have designed was a portable jack attachment. And then we're working on a portable tug and some software for you to be able to check how much fuel is in your plane.
So what kind of jack attachment? This is something that's in the plane, inside the plane, on the plane dash, or part of the
So
controls in the plane?
typically, jacks, you have to have a big, like a car jack, and they're specifically made for your plane. So since there's so many different landing gears, you have to have a specific jack, and that costs a lot of money. It's typically like $300 or more, and they're heavy, and you could only keep them in your hangar. So our uh innovative design for that was a attachment that could be lightweight, and it isn't a jack. It'll go on
Now,
top.
when you say a jack, give me, I'm not sure I understand or know what a jack is for a plane. I know what a jack is for a car.
Yeah, yeah.
For change, you mean for changing a tire? What's a
Um,
jack in aviation?
so they have tires for their landing gears as well, just as like a rotor, and they have all that on there just like a car would.
Uh-huh.
But it's the way they lift it is way different because you can't just lift on like a pinch point. So you have to have a specific design. And the main problem is most people, like with a car, you could keep a jack in your car in case you have an emergency and you want to jack up your car. Well, a plane, it has to be so light where you could actually take off with it. So these light aircraft like a Cessna or a tiny plane, if they end up going to a different airport and they end up having a flat, they're going to have to go around, search, or ask several people there. And it's very unlikely they'll have a solution. They might have to go buy one somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So our solution was a jack attachment. So it's the special piece that connects to your plane, but you would just set it on top of a normal car jack. So since every car typically has like a scissor jack or floor jack in it, you could find someone who just has a car at the airport, ask if you could borrow their jack, put your attachment on there and put it up so that you could change your tire. That way it's light enough for you to be able to maintenance your aircraft still.
Oh, wow. Okay. Gotcha.
But speaking of a term of the SWOT analysis, I think the main weakness to begin with is it's such a small market of general aviation. It's a good market, and it's predicted to increase, and a lot of pilots will spend a lot of money, especially since the aircrafts are already expensive. But not most people aren't pilots, so you really have to find several airports that have pilots in it.
Mhm.
And I think one of our biggest weaknesses would be having to go out and find just not as much revenue as something as like another company may have.
Yeah,
But at the same time, to flip that coin, I think it's also a strength because you could just go to an airport and market pretty well there because everyone there is going to want the product because they're all going to need a jack for their plane.
yeah.
But
So
you
is
don't
this
have to go
is this for
far.
like smaller planes, like smaller commuter type planes, or private
Yeah,
one? Okay, gotcha.
yeah, actually like a one set the we have a model for a 172. We designed a model for a 140. My engineering class is actually going to Skills USA, so we're bringing it there this weekend.
Okay. Okay. Skills USA is a CTSO, right? And is that a student-led organization, like a national student organization?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. That there's several. There's FBLA, which you guys are probably familiar with. Future
Mhm.
Business Leaders of America. I think there's BPA. I saw Skills USA as well. So you guys, what are you doing with Skills USA?
So ours is just an engineering contest. So ours is just proving that we had a product that was innovative and would help the market. Whereas this competition is more, the American Teen Mobile is more business oriented.
Yeah.
So we're
But that
definitely,
should help you though. I mean, you guys,
yeah, yeah,
but you will know if it's
yeah.
viable.
It, yeah, we won regionals. We're going to state on Thursday. So
Okay, good, good. Now, where's your teammates? I've noticed you were there. How many teammates do you have?
um I have one teammate, it's my buddy Niall, and he's actually at a ag conference right now.
Okay.
We actually seem to have been swapping because the last two meetings I'm on the men's volleyball team, so I was gone at a game for the last two, and he
Okay.
was here.
Yeah.
But we
Okay.
seem
That's right. It was the other guy. Yeah. I forget what was his name.
Niall.
Yeah. Now. Okay. And you
Yeah,
guys are both juniors, seniors, or what?
we're both seniors. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, anyway, I think you guys both have engineering related businesses, which I think always do well in this competition. And you guys understand that you're taught to really look at variables and solving equations, and it's the same kind of analysis you do when you look at a business, and you want to assess what the strengths and the weaknesses and the opportunities and the threats, and the bottom line is you do that analysis, and it equals in looking at that SWOT analysis. That SWOT analysis will tell you if you have a viable business.
Mhm.
And so I think you guys all do have and then opportunities and threats. An opportunity could be if you're working in the cell phone business or the telemarketing business, and you do your market research, and it shows that uh, uh, you know the use of cell phones and chargers is expected to to be a $1 trillion marketplace over the next 10 years. uh, to me, that would suggest that the solar panel technology and for charging your cell phones. I mean, that would, to me, be an amazing opportunity, because you're developing a product in a growing marketplace. So that certainly, the market size and the market projections could also be an opportunity for your businesses. And a threat could be regulation. That there could be some regulation that's coming down the pike, from Department of Transportation or Commerce or something that could be negative to your business. So that could be a threat. So, there's a number of things that you could look for when you look at your businesses, when you're trying to identify what are some of the opportunities that are going to work in your favor, and then also what are some of the threats to your business. The next thing is your competition analysis. We talked a little bit about that when we talked about market research in our last workshop. But you definitely, one of the first things I think I always like to do when I'm starting a business is, study what your competitors are doing and identify who your competitors are and list your competitors in your business plan. I think that is very important in terms of, we talked about understanding your market. And when you do your market research, one of the things is doing a competition analysis. Know who your competition is, know what they do well, know what they aren't doing well, so that that you can make sure that you're killing them in areas that they're weak. You want to be able to demonstrate that your business can get a competitive position in the marketplace because you may be doing something that they're not doing well. But competition analysis is another key component. Marketing strategy, how are you going to market your business? We talked about doing the research part of it as some primary, some secondary market research, doing surveys and surveying your market, but there also has to be a strategy, a marketing strategy. Some of it's definitely going to be using, in today's marketplace, everybody's marketing on, social media. Some people are marketing in television, and that you're going to have brochures, and there's a number of ways that you can market your business, but you want to have a very clear strategy for marketing your business. Then, of course, your financials are the heart of your business. Once again, we're asking you to you're only required to show at least 3 years in your financial projections, but you're welcome to show more, especially if you think it's going to take you more than 3 years to really be able to demonstrate profitability. And if that's the case, then feel free to go beyond 3 years. And then the other, I think always the differentiator in most business is the quality of your personnel. So, I listed, I mentioned earlier that it's always good to say who the leadership is in your company, your CEO, your CFO, and your COO. It's always good to identify who that is on your team. We'll talk later about when you start doing your oral presentations, you always introduce yourselves as a leader in the organization and what role you play in that organization. But resumes, we're asking you to do 1-page resumes. We don't expect you guys to have, at this stage in your life, we're not expecting you to have very detailed resumes, but if you're light on actual work experience, then you could talk more about some of your extracurricular activities, competitions that you've been in, and those types of things that I think can set you apart from other teams. And a lot of times when these competitions are very close, at least especially in the written submission, when we scoring points for you guys for your written submission, a lot of times these things they're really close, and so sometimes it comes down to we look at the resumes, and some teams may have a better quality of personnel, or at least they've demonstrated that in their resumes by, they're playing, like somebody just mentioned that I know all of you guys, I think a lot of you are playing sports, but all those things, I think, showing that you're very active, playing sports, you're in competitions, you got a great GPA, you have a part-time job, a lot of those type of things really show that you're a person with drive and a person that has the ability to keep their grades at a certain level, but also be very engaged in the community. We love to see people that are doing work in the community as well. So those are a lot of things you can do in a one-page resume to really tell us a lot. And this is another thing too, which we'll talk more about. And some of you had the opportunity to present last year, and I'm going to say that again. A lot of the, like in your resume, you can say things about you personally. And, like if you like to golf, or whatever whatever hobbies that you never know. One of the things you want to always be able to do when you present this orally is to try to connect with your judges. And a lot of times, a good way to connect with the judges, you'd be surprised. When you introduce yourself, you say, hey, my name is so-and-so, I'm the CEO, I'm a junior, I'm from Los Angeles, I go to so-and-so high school, I love to cook, I won a cooking competition, and you never know, maybe a judge on there that loves to cook as well. And so you always in life, even though it is a professional competition, and you shouldn't be getting more points because because you do something or that a judge likes, or you have something in common. But in life, you'll find that being able to connect with people on a personal level always is favorable. I don't know if you guys watch Shark Tank, but a lot of times I watch Shark Tank and people go in there and I think that their business is just okay. It is amazing. The business is just okay, but for whatever reason, they connected really personally with one or more of the judges. And those judges will invest in that business because they like that person, or because they say, this person has the kind of drive that I know this person is going to be successful. And this person lost, their mother to cancer or something. And, I lost my mom, and, or something like that. I mean, so that's why I'm saying it's important. The resumes and talking, the resumes tell us who you are, tell us what you like to do, and then you build that into your presentation as well. Even when you first introduce yourself, say something, about you as a person, because you never know. It may just really connect with the judges. So anyway, so those are the critical areas that we're going to look for. Executive summary, your mission, what it is you do, your market analysis, your SWOT analysis, your competition analysis, your marketing strategy, your 3-year financial forecast, and your resumes. And so just make sure that you guys include all of those categories in your business plan. Let's see. So we're going to talk more about finances on Thursday, and you guys make sure you come on Thursday, because we will have a guest speaker from Wells Fargo, and she will talk more so about she's going to talk about just your habits, your financial and building, even at your age, is starting now to building good habits, good saving habits, good spending habits. I mean, it's just so critical. And, if you guys ultimately would like to be, entrepreneurs and build billion-dollar businesses, one of the things you really are going to have, you're going to have good financial practice and very sound financial practices. So she will talk a little bit about finances and financial literacy and financial wellness um, from a person, but she will also touch on the importance of establishing banking relationships. And as you build these business plans, that's the main reason you write a business plan. You write a business plan so that you can either take it to a bank and get financing, or be able to take it to some investor and to be able to get them, to convince them that you have a viable business and that's going to be profitable. And the same thing, you go to a bank, they want to know what your revenue projections are. They're going to look at the quality of your personnel. They want to look at what's the likelihood that you're going to be able to meet those financial objectives. And also too, you want to, you don't want to just come in and say, hey, I want to make $15 million my first year, 100 million my second year, 300 million. That's just not realistic. Give us very realistic, use hard data. And when you study your market, you study your competition, and that's doing the same thing you plan to do. Look at what the revenue, the size of their revenues that they're generating, and your business, should be at least comparable. But if you're doing better at it than they're doing, you should be able to outperform them in the marketplace. But we'll talk more about financials on Thursday. But essentially, it's very simple. Revenues minus expenses will give you profits. And in this competition, that's really all we're going to ask for. We don't need to know how many taxes you pay. We're not going to ask you to consider taxes. The main thing we would like to know for you guys to demonstrate is, how you're going to generate revenue, through a product or through services, and you're gonna show us, like a projection of that. You can show a monthly. So really, what you do, you just do one base year of revenue versus of expenses, and I'll give you guys an example on that. And there's actually, especially for you guys that were in a competition last year, on our website, we do have a spreadsheet, a template in there, which you can use to just fill in the numbers. But essentially, you calculate your revenue versus your expenses for one base year, and then you can extrapolate. If you expect to have 30% growth in year two, you can just take that number that you calculated from your base year, plus that 30% of that, and add that to your base year, and you can just project what your second and third year are. But in terms of expenses, we'll go over this. Salaries and benefits, those are traditional expenses. You got to pay your people, and then your administrative expenses, which are pretty much generic to most businesses. You're going to have admin salaries. You got to pay for rent. You got to pay for utilities, equipment, and supplies. Marketing, of course. But we will go over this in a little more detail on Thursday. So let's see here. We're at 7:44 now. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today. Unless you guys have any questions. Any questions?
I was wondering, since I missed the last two, is there anywhere I could see those? I know this one's being recorded. Those two were.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, the first one was really, we didn't really do much on the first one, which is kind of more of an introduction of everybody. But the second one was very good. We had a guest speaker, and we talked kind of the nuts and bolts of market research and the do's and don'ts and those kinds of things. But I have that link. I will be happy to. I'm going to post it. I'm going to show you where I'll post it at. So on the website, and I'll also send it out. Make sure you, when you guys registered for the competition, did you register to be members on the website? And hold on, let me. Okay, so you guys can see the website?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm doing this year, and because when I send notices out in the past, I've been having to send it out globally. So a lot of people in our database from past competitions, we have thousands of people, and they don't want to be getting all this kind of junk email. So if you're not registered, so make sure you guys go to the calendar and register to attend the event, because I will be ascending. Oh, and also, let me tell you guys now, I'll send a note to this. Right now, we're showing the grand finale on May the 19th. That date is going to change. So, but in the meantime, so if you go to May the 19th, it'll show the grand finale, but make sure you just register for that. Make sure everybody you register for that, because that's who I'm going to be sending notices to. And I'll send a notice out, reminding people of the meetings. I'll send it to all the people that have registered to attend the competition. And that is even if you're just registering to attend it, because it's going to be virtual and in person. Of course, the finalists will actually be there in person, but register for that. I don't know if Riley, if you've registered yet or not.
Yeah, I've gotten emails from you in the past, and I think I registered on the calendar. I can see.
Yeah, I can probably tell you right now. Let's see, because that'll that make sure you're getting the emails and stuff. And now that I know everybody that's coming to the meetings and stuff, a lot of folks are on spring break this week, and I didn't even send a reminder out today either. But I'm glad that you guys are coming, man. I'm telling you, spring break is the time to win this. That's the time to get ahead. I tell you, spring break is a good time to go to the beach, but it's also a good time to get ahead in the competition as well. Let's see. Oh, this thing is not letting me. Let's see.
Yeah, I just clicked register, and it says you are already registered for this
Okay,
event.
cool. So I'll make sure you guys, if you guys aren't in there, I'll send you a note. But I'll so let me show you where I'm gonna post the. So if you go to ATM competition tab, let's see, business plan resource center right there. A lot of these links are so here's some of, and you can go back and look at some of these workshops too. Now these were which are very similar. So two of the workshops are still posted from last year, but I'll post them. I'll post the 2023, like today's workshop and last week's workshop. I'll post them right here. You can see that.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Any more questions?
Just to double check, the deadline is the 28th of this month, right?
What's that?
Just to double check, for the deadline of all the documentation is the 28th of this month, right?
You said workshop?
No, the deadline.
Yeah. It's the 20th of this month, but we are going to extend that at least a week, if not a little bit longer, because the grand finale, we've had a lot of requests for more time for that. So right now it is May the 19th for the grand finale, but we're going to move that to June the 2nd. So it's just a couple of weeks, 2 weeks. So we extend that 2 weeks. So as a result of that, we may give you guys another week. I kind of like, getting it done and getting you guys to go ahead and get everything submitted, because then, they give you guys a little more time to get ready for the final presentations. But so June 2nd, last year it was on June the 3rd. So this year we're going to be moving it to June the 2nd. And I
Okay,
will,
thank
and
you.
I'll be sending a notice out with regards to that. But Riley, I'll be posting that as soon as we hang up. I'm gonna post that workshop from last week in this business plan center. So it'll be there in 10 minutes.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, okay, guys, you guys don't have any more questions, then I will see you guys on Thursday.
All right. I'll see you then.
All right, take care, guys.
You too.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too.